Welcome to her Playbook podcast, your go-to space for unfiltered, real conversation of successful beauty queens in Uganda. I'm your host, Rona Chisache, and today on the set, I have another amazing woman that is doing amazing things in the pageant industry. She was Miss Tourism Bunyoro 2014, and she took part in Miss Uganda. She will tell us about it. And right now, she runs the biggest kids pageant in Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Kyomuhendo, Tricia to the set. Hi.
Hi.
Finally, I have you. Yeah?
Finally.
It's not easy getting you on set.
Not really. Did I hear successful? Did I hear the biggest? Yo.
Well, when they talk about kids pageants, like
Okay.
Little Miss Uganda has really grown. So we can't wait to tell us more about it. But
Cute.
today we're just here. We just want to get to know, how did Trish get to where she is right now? You know, what big impact did pageantry play in Trish's life? So
Okay.
before Trish thought of pageantry, what was Trish doing? Tell us just a bit about Trish.
I think before pageantry, I was the lousy girl, the tomboy. Yes. Last born at home, of course. Everyone is like trying to spoil you here and there. But then I was done with school, I should say. And it was a thought as I was 17 turning 18. When I first thought of pageantry, it was me not being in heels, not even in tight dresses, my kind of outfits, shorts, leggings. That was me. But it came to a point whereby I had to adjust to this kind of new girly stuff, you know. But before pageantry, really, I was this, of course, fun. I'm always happy. I'm someone who's always happy.
Oh yeah, true,
regardless
true.
everything.
Yeah.
We move like I'm that kind of person. Yeah. So
Okay. So you were there and Miss Tourism Uganda happened. And so what was that thing that attracted you to be like, okay, let me try Miss Tourism?
the fact that it was Miss Tourism and I loved adventuring. I knew so much about my region, Bunyoro. Yes, because I'm a Bunyoro and I'm Nyankole. So basically I'm from Northwest and the Western region. So I knew so much about tourism. And then, of course, my uncles and they're like, you know what? I think you need to try it. Despite of the heels and what, if you cannot move in them, tell them like I can't move in heels. Go there and then show them what you can do. So I think the fact that it was tourism and what they were trying to look for tourism ambassador, I felt like it is time maybe I try to stand out and like get out of the covers and yeah.
So when you got to Miss Tourism Bunyoro, you know, you go through it, you win, and now it is time for you to come to National Boot Camp where you get to meet like over 30 contestants from all over Uganda. Like what was that? How was your what were your expectations in that moment?
Okay. We are done with Bunyoro and then you come to, of course, Kampala, whereby I think that time we had to go to UWEC and then we had, if they chop you off, you actually end there. Your life literally ends there. And then the rest go to rail suits. Like that was the whole day. But to me, as me, I felt my expectations were really like low because one, the girls who are coming into, these are girls who've been training, you'd hear them speak. And then some of them were at campus, like they're talking about this lifestyle, like you're literally like so blue. Because I think during my year, I'm that ambassador they would call baby ambassador because I was the youngest in the team. So they used to call me baby ambassador. So being baby ambassador with me being chubby and then like, yeah, it came with a lot of fun and circus, I should say, because it was so hard to fit in. It was really so hard to fit in because you're with these tiny girls. Oh my God, they feel like they're all over the world and then they are good, you understand? But then regardless, like I said, me, it didn't stop me from moving. it didn't stop me from achieving whatever I wanted to achieve. Yes, because we were all there with different goals.
Yeah, true.
We were there with different goals. Where were we seeing ourselves in 5 years? Me, I had a different goal. I believe they also did. Yeah.
What can you say was that memorable experience that you cannot forget from Miss Tourism Uganda?
Carrying the snake. Jeez.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Oh my God. Carrying that big snake. Oh my God, that is like, it is something that is a picture I even kept. Like, I was like, I'll show this to my children. Like, you know what? One day, mommy carried a snake.
Actually, up to now, I still ask myself, what is the essence behind, us carrying that snake? But I think maybe they're preparing us for the lion.
Something.
Okay. So after Miss Tourism, most times when you go into a pageant, you don't make it like how you expected to, make it or place. You went ahead and took part in Miss Uganda. So you have had a chance of testing both worlds.
Yes.
And so how was your experience with Miss Uganda? What were the differences that, you went through in Miss Tourism and then you had to adjust?
Okay. If with Miss Tourism, of course, you have to wake up early. There is a routine you follow on a daily. You both have to they both have to wake up very early in the morning. You prepare yourself as a lady, dress up, and go for a class, depending on how the program runs. But then also with Miss Uganda, now here I was not a baby. I could move in heels. I could, I was a lady, and then I knew now, because now for Miss Uganda, for me to go for Miss Uganda, I wanted to know, already I had started Little Miss Uganda. Now I wanted, there are some connections to me I was looking for. I wasn't looking for the crown. If it came, it would have been a blessing in disguise. Yeah. But then, if it didn't come, but I was looking for something that I was able to get. Of course, after Miss Tourism, now you're a girl, you're all over. Let's not hide this. You have all eyes on you. All eyes on you. You're being this kind of nice girl now. You've learned how to dress up like a girl. And then, you're attracting the boy child who is of course reasonable at some point, and then all that. But yes, it's a fun thing to be in pageantry. But then me with the Miss Uganda, it really now put me in the line. Actually, for me it was a yes to go to Miss Uganda. Yes.
Okay. So what can you say are those life lessons that you took away from your time in the pageant, in the competition, lessons that you feel shaped you up to now?
I feel it taught me to be more aggressive. And if I need something, I need to really go for it. Because the world we are in is moving on a high speed. It's on a marathon, so you just have to be there and be in it. If you're into something, put your whole there.
Yeah.
Because by the time you sit down, if you think of something and then you sit down, someone else is going to think about it, do it, and achieve it in your presence like that. So you have to put your whole. I think it has also taught me. Did you see my makeup?
Oh, good. When I told you today, I remember telling you, I'm like, you have to look good.
Oh yes, it was a life lesson. I can wake up in the morning, do my simple makeup, and get out. And look like a lady. Yes, and look beautiful. But then one thing I should say is, pageantry to me, you learn to move on a pace. Because you see all these brilliant ladies in your circle, the same age with you. Some have achieved stuff. And then you're like, what am I doing?
What am I doing?
Some are mentioning things, they have done this. And then you're like, what have I done as a woman? So I feel like it's a life-changing platform for me, I would say. Yeah.
In life, as being a beauty queen, you face a lot of criticism simply
Yeah.
because there's a way people expect you to behave, there's a way people expect you to live. There's
Yeah.
a certain lifestyle they expect you to live.
Yes.
And sometimes pageantry elevates us into positions
True.
where we meet so many amazing people.
Yes.
So people take you to at a certain level. How have you handled criticism?
One, can we learn to be you? Can you learn to be you? It is so important if you keep the you to you. You get the world is going to judge you. That's one. Because gone are the days whereby they used to think pageantry is these are girls who don't settle in marriages. These are the girls who don't get married. These are prostitutes. These are girls who beg, fake a life, and all that. Trust me,
Sure.
all this thing with beauty queens, it is 50-50. It is true, but then it's wrong. Because, I mean, I'm a mother, you understand, of 2 boys. And then I have a life I live, but then I've not stopped being me.
Yeah.
This is what kills. And then when you try to be someone who you are not, the world is going to judge you until you hide.
Yeah.
Because you have to live a certain life. Why would I want to be there and then I'm faking life that I'm in this hotel, I'm doing this, I'm taking flights, and like you're literally taking flights on someone's account, not your account, So being you is so important. This way, you're going to stop the world from reaching to you in a bad perspective. When you stick to who you are, your values as a person, it helps so much. I think this is where most girls, you're from campus and then you go into pageantry. Yes, boom, you become a celebrity.
Yeah.
For you to be able to handle this that has come in your face, it doesn't come easy. Some, it shakes them down. That's why we've had beauty queens that we don't hear about anymore. And you're like, where is this queen? Where is this queen? Where did she go? Does she have a life now? Because you tried, yes, you have this celebrity life that comes of like you're followed, you're doing what, but then please, be you. Be you. It helps a lot. Me, you find me if it's I'm on my normal day, a Rolex in a Cavera, yo, leave alone cutting and chopping it with a knife. A Rolex, very well held. Like, I need my life at the end of. You find me on a border. Why would I be sitting in jam for hours and I'm going somewhere? I'm chasing money. We can't be like, like you just have to have a life at the end of the day. And this kills a lot of girls who come into the social life when they are not prepared, I would say. Because if you're there and you want to come into pageantry, prepare yourself. Mentally, you need to prepare yourself. If I don't win, is it going to drop me or it's going to make me? If it makes me, what are the things I need to do and what are the things I'm not supposed to do? I feel that is it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That leads me to the next question. Do you think now, because of the social media that is so active right now, and the technology and all that, do you feel like the media has done more harm in trying to showcase beauty queens right now than it was before? Do you feel like we are seeing more of the wrongs that beauty queens are doing instead of the impacts that we would want to see?
Ignorance is what I would say. Most of these girls are ignorant. You understand? They are learnt, but then whatever they learnt stayed in class. They tend to want people to see them rather than trying to elevate themselves. Because yes, social media is there. Am I on social media? Yes. I'm on Instagram. I don't know when I last posted. I think I posted recently after December. I think I posted again a few weeks back. But my business means a lot to me. That I will post on a weekly basis because I have to have purpose. You need to have purpose. Some of the, I don't know, like, we shouldn't abuse social media because literally if you're ignorant, the world is going to
What we're
judge you.
going to do, yeah, true.
You know, there is a saying that you rather leave a beautiful girl to stay quiet because when they speak nonsense.
They speak nonsense, yeah.
I've interacted with a lot of beauty queens and all that. Trust me not. These girls, I don't know, when they are being crowned, are they bright when they are done crowning? Where do the brains go? No, like in a good way. Like, you know, where do the brains go after crowning? Because I feel like a lot goes on with them. Maybe their sense of understanding goes away. Like you sit down and she can't even explain something that she has to do. Like basically she has a business, but she cannot explain it.
Yeah.
Why? You know, she has something to do like career-wise, but then she can't even pitch an idea. Men are running through them like nothing. You know, and if you're doing you remember on social media there is a lot.
There's a lot, yeah.
People are going to see you. They are going to judge you. You know, you can't refuse the world to judge you. It will.
It will.
But there are people who are being judged nicely on social media. Why? It's because they have purpose.
Purpose, yeah.
But if you don't and you lose it, then that's where everything goes wrong. And that's where the word beauty queen now starts losing meaning.
Losing meaning, exactly. I think when you look at the process that we go through in boot camp and the experiences that we pick, do you think boot camps are being effective in helping girls find your purpose? When you look at yourself, do you feel like pageantry played a role in you finding your purpose right now?
Yes, I feel it did, because if I didn't have an element of pageantry, I don't know where I would be.
You would be now, yeah.
Truth to be told, because it is after Miss Tourism, I gave birth to Little Miss Uganda. You get? It means if it wasn't for pageantry, probably where was that whole idea of me creating like a kids pageant come from? But it's because you're in camp, you're in these lessons, they're teaching you how to do this, they're training you how to, you know, get to sponsors, how to pitch ideas, how to know social life and all that. And then, like I said, if you're in class, you have a desk girl and a bright one. You understand? So always the ones who make it through, even us, like the bank batchers, I know, like sometimes they rise up, you know, because if you have purpose, you'll always, you know, if you know your worth, you'll always come out of the bracket. But then I feel bootcamp is something that actually, to me, if you can't find a queen in bootcamp, then on stage you're lying yourself. That is the truth. In bootcamp, you see people start saying, why did Miss Tourism crown this girl? Why did Miss Uganda crown this girl? We have bootcamp. In bootcamp, I'm sure, like all organizers, if you cannot spot this child or this girl in camp, then whatever you're going to select on stage, or what will in other words, you understand. So that's...
So Trish, I'd like to say that I usually say when the spotlight fades. So the spotlight has faded, you're done with pageantry. What was that driving passion behind you starting Little Miss Uganda? Because you didn't have a son then. But what was that? What drew you to children? Like when you sat down, what was that drive? Where did it come from?
Trish, I love money. I love making money. Brokenness will not follow me, I swear. But then I love children.
You love children, yeah.
Everyone who knows me, I love children, and children love me.
Oh, yeah.
Not to say that because I'm doing Little Miss Uganda or anything, no. Naturally, I love children. And even if I'm to do anything, or all businesses I've created from Little Miss Uganda, they're in line with children, parents. You get? So me, the fact that push of I need to be someone, I need to make a positive impact. Has really kept me going. Focus. girls lose focus. I don't know why. Is it boy child creating this for some reason?
We are still,
I don't know.
we are still doing
We need to really like get to know who is making our girls lose focus.
Yeah.
You know, you see a girl with very great and brilliant ideas. They can do a lot with themselves. Focus fails.
Failed, yeah.
But I feel I've been focused so much on what I do, and I listen so much to advice. I'm a very good listener. I'll listen. I may not take all you've advised me, but I will pick something out of it. I love people telling me, Trish, today you didn't do better. I'll make sure I do better the next day. Because it keeps you. You need to get those comments from people. That's how a brand, that's how you grow. That's how you're pushed to be a better person. Yeah. But without that, I feel when you sit down and be like, okay, you start something, you have this tendency of girls beginning, they start a business today. If they make 200 today and tomorrow she makes 300, that is it. She doesn't know what next week is going to come with. She eats all of it, and what happens?
And when,
you know, I'm someone who doesn't actually take loans for my business.
Yeah.
I don't want. However much I'm in position to take big loans from banks and what, I don't. Because you need to plan. You need to be able to plan.
Sure.
You know, if you don't have a plan, everything fails.
Yeah, true.
And what happens after? You become ignorant. What leads to that? Social media is going to judge you.
Going to judge you. Okay. So what is in simple terms, Little Miss Uganda, what its vision, for children? What is that objectives that you're trying to achieve as Trish, the brain behind Little Miss Uganda?
Because with Little Miss Uganda, we try to see and like we foster goodwill ambassadors as Little Miss Uganda. Like these children, like we create heroes, we create role models, we discover talent, you understand? But we promote peace, we promote culture, we promote tourism, in children. Community services, because as children, they love so much. With a child, you can't keep her away from having a loving heart, because those are children. To them, being loving, giving back to society, this is something you can't take away from them. You're working with them and then they're like, Miss Trish, can we give this person 1,000? They're like, yo, we're not giving everyone 1,000, be finding other. So that is children, So it comes with us, we see like, okay, we have a platform where a child can get up and express herself, define herself, find who she is, That is what Little Miss Uganda, we are here for every child. Yes.
Okay. And I think you've done amazing. At least I've been there like from when you started and where you are right now. You're doing an amazing job, I must say. But what I wanted to running pageants, you've been around adult pageants, you've participated, you've also been around seeing how they're organized. What are some of like the challenges you face when running a kids pageant, that adults pageants might not face, but you as someone running a kids pageant, what are some of those challenges that you face?
I would say I would rather keep, even if they are bad, I would keep to the challenges in the kids pageantry. With the old people, oh my God, it's a mess. Before I go to the kids, for the big ones, it's a mess.
It's a mess,
The kids, like the adults, all of them, they look a mess. Some even have come and died. Some have been here for years, but their queens mean nothing. You understand? Because I don't know, is it with the people who manage the girls? Is it with the boot camp? Is it that? Is it the one being less of value to children, to the girls? No, like then you're wondering why. Because you see, with a child, you're dealing with someone who is real. if you're to deal with a child, you need their parents, there. You need their guardian there. It's not the way it is with the adults. I can consent myself because I'm 18 and above. I can consent myself, tell myself, you know what, Trish, we are going to do this. Yes, we are going to lose. It is okay. Let's go. But with a child, you're dealing with family. You understand? Despite of all the challenges, all the odds that come with it. Because one, you have to be real. You need to get trainers who are real. You need to get even people who feed them, they have to be real. The aunties in the camp, they have to be real. Like with children, you're dealing with their you're dealing with their hearts, you know. And then a lot of parents, of course, come to you. Trish, for us, we've come to have fun. Tetufudeyo, oba we win or we don't win, my child is here to have fun. We give you the fun. We give the child the fun. The boot camp is so amazing. It has parties in and out. It has trips that come in. So like it's a whole round experience for a child. Before we get to the crowning part of it, you know, the process of us getting that queen. You should fight for it as a child. But with children, you're dealing with little souls that need you to be as genuine as possible. Despite you're dealing with parents who are coming from different backgrounds. Also, these children, they are coming from different backgrounds, you know. There are kids who are rude. There are kids who are abusive. I've seen this. I've worked, let me say, with over 3,000 children in Uganda. There are kids who are bad-mannered. I'm telling you this. I've dealt with children, so some of these things I've said them in like the talks we keep having with the parents, you know, the high tea parties I keep doing with parents. I tell them, some of these children are little bad-mannered kids. You know, and the parent comes to you is like, oh my God, my child is an angel. She's this, she's this. She's an angel because one, this is someone you gave birth to. At 3 years, you started letting her go to school, meaning she's with you in the evening for 1 hour because she has to go to bed. In holidays, you work. You know,
have no time.
Wake up in the morning, you come back in the evening. So tell me, when are you there to tell the good manners and the bad manners? You're not there, you know? So what you see is what you're going to try and explain to us. So with children, it's actually tough. Dealing with children is tough because even you have to be so selective with the comments you tell them. You have to be mindful of what you say to them, you know, because you can break her for the rest of your life. And she'll be like, okay, am I this? Did auntie say I'm this? Like, as long as you pour out something to her. Recently, I added a very good category. That's the teen category. But I'm like, should I remove the teen category? But then I'm like, they also need help.
Oh yeah, they do. Like I think that's like the most complicated stage of any child's life.
And parents feel the only way they can keep a teenager is by giving them a phone. Oba muchijawa. I don't know, like they feel the only way you can monitor a child is hand a tab or a phone to them. It kills.
It kills, yeah.
It kills so much because you're losing your child. Because some of them have phones and you even don't get to check them. Because they have passwords, so when they're going to school, they lock them. And when they're coming, you're going to see them on VD. Mommy, help me bring for me my phone as you're coming. You arrive on VD, you're going to talk to her for 1 minute. All the other minutes, she's going to be on her phone, catching up with what I don't know what they be catching up with. Which is not bad, because the world we are in, internet, being on social media, we've seen, like, you see, TikTok has created like influencers and all that, you know, and these girls, these boys are really like doing a lot with their lives. Money. Yes, I see them on TikTok. They are making some money, you know, but all that said, trust me, with children, it is not something easy to deal with
yeah.
in terms of pageantry. That is why we are so many little miss pageants, across the country. But we crown. What happens after? The after is what is so important. Some die. You get to hear them again when they're actually holding a search, another search. And they're like, what happened to that previous girl? But
I think that we are struggling a lot when it comes to that, like generally in the pageant industry. You feel like organizations are putting up pageants day and night and they're crowning girls, but then you wonder, the hype is there when they're crowning, it is everywhere. And then after you're like, what was the purpose? Like, I don't see the girl doing anything. Like, what is going on? Then you ask yourself, do you think it is the fault of the girl, or it is just that organizers are failing to have a purpose as themselves as
no, that is with a big pageant. Now with a big let me say, if as me Trish, I was not focused and all that, for the big pageants you can die. In Uganda you will die and we shall bury you, but we shall pick you up when you are alive. Like, I mean, it's not easy as you imagine, because some, they are dealing with people in the industry that don't understand pageantry. They are dealing with people who they don't think beyond the table they are seated on. The world is evolving. You understand? They are not willing to learn. Trust me, they say obukadde magezi, but at some point obukadde busiru. Trust me. Because sometimes these people, you need young blood to chip in if it comes to understanding the new ideas, how social media is running. You need the young people. You need the young generation. You can't be in business for 10 years and you do not want to employ the young generation. You're making your brand go before you know it. Because one, the people you're bringing in are young. It's the young generation you're looking at. The misses are from the age of 18 to 29. That is the age. These are people who come with ideas. They feel like this pageant, this is what should be done. We feel this is how. And then they come there like you're literally boiling their brains to waste.
You're not using them.
You're not using them. Like they feel you. And then after crowning, you tell me you need to come dressed up like this. We meet here. You don't tell me that. Don't give me a program. You need me tomorrow. You give me a program tonight.
At 10 p.m.
No way. That's not how life works. You send a message at midnight. I'm sleeping. Even if you saw me online, my dear, I'm sleeping. You understand? It's now like the generation is changing.
It's changing. Yeah.
If you keep the old people, yes, they are good as elders. In Little Miss Uganda, we have elders. Because I'm young, we need these elders to make us not forget the culture values. We need them. But then also these people doing the older pageants, you need the young generation to help you think to be on the same path. But you can't tell me you're in the system. You can't do any, you can't think. You're letting girls of 18, 19, 20 think for you. And then you're actually not even accepting. Acceptance is, you see with old people, Entondo, they are so much on Entondo, like their level of, exactly, like it's above there. So it becomes even weird to deal with them. Because if you tell them he or she, like, this is supposed to be done like this, you're young. Who are you to speak? What? You don't know these things. But I mean, you see even the HRs in these are young people because they know what the industry wants.
The industry wants right now,
Because why would Coke be advertising right now?
It would be using its old...
Why is Chicken Tonight rebranding in Uganda?
True.
They would have stayed to their normal local stage. But I mean, we are moving
We're
fast.
moving, yeah.
If you stay like that, this is when someone else comes in and creates chicken leg outing, and then we shall all go there and start eating chicken. You understand? You need to move on the speed.
Yeah.
If the world is moving at 100, be at least on the 90. Don't let people don't let the world leave you. I feel like if you do that, if we all do that, pageantry, like in the pageantry world, that's why we keep saying, where is this queen? Where is this queen? Not because the queen is not there.
Yeah.
But after her crowning, what happened?
What happened? Yeah.
You know, one, she lost herself. You know, she lost herself. Probably if she got a car, the management is cruising around in it. It becomes so funny. You know, so every time you see, let me say, Miss What is passing, you see the car, you're like, oh my God, I'm going to see the queen. You see some old woman, old lady, old man seated in the car, and then you're like, okay, did they maybe the queen didn't know how to drive? Maybe, you know, and then you're like, what is this?
What is going on? Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
I feel like there is a lot to learn, and with the big pageants, I feel like they need the young generation
to come
with the
in.
people dealing with the young children. You need the older people to keep you on the pace, for you not to go astray with the children. Yes.
Okay. So you're an amazing mother to two handsome boys. Do you think motherhood had a role to play in how you ran Little Miss Uganda compared to before you became a mom? Do you think, raising children of your own has helped you to also impact that same knowledge into Little Miss Uganda?
Yes, I feel it has, because the more time I give myself to learn my children, I get to deal with the same character of the same children, out there. Because believe me, my boys are not naughty, but then they're inquisitive. So I'm like, okay, I will meet a girl who is probably like this, I'll meet someone who is maybe like them. I feel it has, because if you're not a mother, how are you going to advise someone who is a mother how to raise their children? You have not bought a pamper in your life. How are you even advising someone?
Yeah, you're coming from an ignorant point of view.
Exactly. It's like you're not married and you're advising a married couple.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You understand? Like there are some things that just don't add up and match up. But I feel like me having like children, it has really like also kept me in line so much to be able to connect with Little Miss Uganda children, then the parents, then to know what to talk, to speak all the time in terms of dealing with the children themselves and their parents. Because without the parents, you do not have contestants.
Oh yeah,
that is the truth.
True.
Yeah.
So your time in the pageant industry and right now, with the queens that you've been able to see around Uganda, world and everywhere, do you think do you firmly believe that pageants empower women? And is it that it's us who are failing to use the platform that is being given to us, or it's all about beauty, glamour?
Back then, empowerment was there, but now in a few pageants, it's still there. The platform, once it's given to you, it's there. There is someone giving you a platform, but it is made out of wood. Anytime water is going to come and run to it, before you know it, it has fallen down. There is one giving you a platform that is well built with good, with a foundation that is good. Trust me, you will stand.
You'll stand,
So it's a two-way.
It's a two-way,
It's a 50-50. I would say yes, some pageants, like they give you the platform, but also it doesn't make sense if you give me a kitchen with nothing. How do you expect me to cook? Yes, you've given me a kitchen, but if I've told you I'm hungry, and then you're showing me a kitchen that doesn't have a matchbox, not even a security to help, how do you want
How
me
do you
to be
yeah.
innovative with that? You know, so I believe the platform is there,
Is that
but it is lame. It's a lame
still
platform.
need some
It needs a lot of concrete, a lot, and that concrete is not built by us. Create the platform, you as the pageant holder, build it, let it be strong. Let me say, if you are given a platform to be Miss Universe, my dear, you would slay on that platform.
Oh yeah, true.
Because it gives you purpose.
It gives you purpose, yeah.
But trust me, there are some pageants here in our own country whereby you lose yourself before you know it. Because you have crowned a queen, she's going to come on a judge.
True.
This is a queen. Bodayachi. I mean, you're a queen. You understand?
Yeah.
You don't need there are things you do not need to see a beauty queen. Because if you want another team next year, this person you've crowned,
Oh yeah,
give them everything they need for you to be able to get the other contestants next year.
True.
But we lose it. Like the one who is going to crown me on the crowning night, she will come with makeup. It is dropping from this side to the other side. The wig is I don't know. And then you're like, but this one also coming to crown me. Or even they ask you who is the former queen or who is the current queen. You're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it is not my problem that I do not know. Because they've actually asked that on a platform. And then I told you I don't know. Please don't be pissed because I don't know it is the truth. So I believe the platform has to be created. Yes, we are empowered. I wouldn't say we are not empowered. Some of us have been empowered. Sorry to those who have not been empowered, but me, I would say, yes, as me, not because as among like the girls like who began, because I mean, Miss Uganda was there, you understand?
Yeah.
With the former people who came in, it's still standing and what the pageant that empowered me, gave me a platform. And that was Miss Tourism, you know. Rest in peace, Honorable Mtagamba. But that woman gave us
a platform. Oh, yeah, she did.
She gave us a platform. I'm
did.
proud to say that I was a former Miss Tourism ambassador. Why? Because they gave us a platform.
Yeah.
We knew our worth. You'd leave camp, she calls you to be here and there, and you would want to really go, you know, because you're meeting this kind of people, you're meeting this kind of, you're pitching your ideas to people, you know. So she really gave us the platform, and I feel like it empowered me a lot as a child, you know, growing up. As a young lady who was looking for something to do, I feel it was so much of importance, you know, in my career. Because if I didn't have the element of being a queen, how would I handle Little Miss Uganda? There is like, I feel like there would be a big gap for me.
For you, yeah.
I think, yes, pageants are there for children that are many, but the element that misses is them not having the platform, you know? It's so important.
It's so important, yeah.
Because how do you go and tell me you want to learn carpenter, you want to be a carpenter? All you growing up and going to school and what? Not even cutting a tree.
So true, yeah.
Like how?
How, yeah.
You know? So I think the platform is there. It's like people go to school. The school will give you sometimes the foundation. You know? If you get a bad foundation, this is when you lose it in life. If you get the good foundation, you also make it. But then also the world we are in has the people we call the street smart. I think I'm that one person who is street smart because I'm both like in the urban and the, like you're like, okay, I can be here and then I can juggle here also. So I mean, me as Trish, I would say the platform was there. It was given to me and I used it.
You used it, yeah.
I used it to where I am
You
now.
are today.
Yes.
Okay. So what advice would you give a young girl out there that is thinking of taking part in pageantry? What are those things you feel like if you had known them earlier before you joined the pageant, maybe your outcomes would have been different? And maybe if someone uses them now, you know.
Pageants in Uganda should not lie to us. Please make girls pay if you need the money. No one doesn't need money. If they need the money, let the girls pay participation fee. You understand? Why would I be in camp? Yes, it's proteins, it's good. But why would I eat posho and beans from Monday to Monday? My tummy one, I'm going to start, being bad on stage, and then air will be disturbed. Tell the girl, because if I knew it, I feel like if a girl right now is to go into pageantry, one, it is not for the weak.
It's not for the
It is the truth.
Yeah.
Let's not lie to the girls out there. You're not going to come with your cheap block heel and then what? And then you feel like you're going to compete with a girl who is going to come ready. You're two different people competing in the same industry. It doesn't work like that. Come knowing. Come knowing that I'm going for a pageant. If this is what I want to achieve, if I feel, because hard work pays.
Hard work pays, yeah, true.
It does. In our year, if I'm to click back, I can remember the Queen. I remember the CEO of Jada Coffee now. That's Arinda.
Arinda, yeah.
I remember there is actually even one nurse I met in Isambia Hospital recently. She's in the midwife. She's on a high post. She's a nurse.
Oh, wow.
And then there are a few. Of course, some are there. They have created things for themselves. You understand? Majority are not in the country, I would say. Some are here and they have their businesses running. But we need each other. All of us. So if a girl is coming for pageantry now, here in Uganda, mukwano, wetegeke. Be ready. Come ready. Don't come for thinking I've come for this pageant. It is going to pay my tuition. I'm going to be cruising. I'm going to be doing this. Orota. You're dreaming. Sweetheart, you need to wake up and be like, I'm going for this pageant. Prepare yourself. Be a lady.
Yeah.
Don't come like Tricia who came when she's not a lady. She's just learning to be a lady. Come knowing that I'm ready to transform. I'm ready to evolve. You see also these people in pageantry. Yes, you want to crown a girl who is vibrant. You want to crown a girl who is going to take the brand at the next step. And you want to, we give you the crown. At best. Things don't work like that. Come ready to take the crown and be ready to work for it.
Yeah.
Prepare some kamani. Bagenda kukubira some kaga gwa kiro. Giving you a program for tomorrow at 8.
At 8. Yeah.
What happens? Be there. Be a girl who can wake up in the morning, do your small makeup, and arrive. Prepare your clothes that are nice. Amasuti tebagasera. Get a coat. You can get your 3 coats with your nice wood dresses.
You keep playing
red, brown yencha. When you get white today, tomorrow put red on it. It is the same outfit, 3 outfits, 6, but you play around with them. Because you have to look presentable all the time you're called. Because we don't want to know. In Uganda, I'm telling you the truth. We do not want to know whether you have the clothes in your closet or you don't have. There is no designer who is going to be dressing you up on a daily. These are things the girls need to know. You don't have a designer to dress you up on a daily. If you keep it like that in your head and be like, let me just go in my jeans and what, we will not remember you. Tetugenda kujjukira. You'll be a queen who came like water flowing. That's how you'll be. Exactly. Rachi. Because you did not value yourself, even yourself. So come into pageantry knowing that this is what I want, this is what I want to achieve. If I get this, if I get the crown, what is plan B? If I get the crown, how am I ready to work? You're going to meet people with less brains there, but have your goals in your hand. Be like, you know what? Despite of this being there, despite of this not being there, I have to achieve my goals, despite of the differences that I will meet. Yes.
Okay. So when you're organizing Little Miss Uganda and you are trying to get a representative, an ambassador to run for that year, what are those qualities you look for in a child? They could be different from an adult. So, what are those
Yeah.
qualities you look for in a child?
For a child, because Little Miss Uganda, we keep to a child being a child.
Mm.
We don't need an adult child.
Mhm.
You have to be a child.
A child. Yeah.
Before even we get to a
Mm,
child, as
mm,
parents are signing,
mm,
we can't deal with a parent who is
mm,
chaotic.
mm,
Then we don't have a queen.
I mean, the chaos is passed on to the child.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There is no way they will say you look like your mom if really, unless if she's not there. But trust me, it will be passed
It will
on.
be, yeah.
So we need also, we look for one that a parent, you know, we crown this child, like you put them there and where you're like, this parent will be easy to work with. This one, the chaos that is coming along is really overwhelming. But for a child, we look for a child. We look for a child who is bright. We don't look for beauty or anything like that. We don't look for like a small child. No. We look for a presentable child, a child who can speak, she's confident, because they're in camp learning all these things. It means by the time we get to the final day, you've portrayed all this, because we have criteria we follow as Little Miss Uganda. We look at culture, we look at talent, we look at creativity, we look at confidence. Like you have to be, you have to have the full package. You don't have to have one overtaking the other. No. It is, we are soon celebrating 10 years, but I mean, as we go there, as we celebrate that, if you look at all our queens, I'm happy that they could say, hey, the Little Miss Uganda girl speaks better than Nana girl.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, that is nice. You're creating a role model.
Yeah.
You know, because that is our mission. We are creating role models who are out there. So it means we are achieving. Because if you don't achieve what is part of your mission, then you're not doing anything. If part of your objectives, you're not seeing it in the people you're crowning, then you're not having the stars you're really looking out for out there. Yes.
Okay. So you have Little Miss Uganda, you have babies, you have businesses. How how do you maneuver this? Marriage? How are you maneuvering all this together? How do you balance?
It's a full package. You have a brand, you have children, you have a husband who is also a baby, you have
the first baby.
Of course,
They
your
call
first
them.
baby.
Yeah.
You know, but he's one supportive, of course. You know, he has been there since Little Miss Uganda started, I should say. And we're still moving, you know, as a family, as what we really like trying and doing our best, you know. But it comes to when you're home, you're a mother, you're a wife, you know. Outside, you're a CEO.
You're a CEO, you're a business
you're working,
lady.
you're hustling here and there. Focus.
Focus, yeah.
Know your values, you know. Know your values, know your worth, know what, when, where to do something.
Something, yeah.
You know, it keeps you going. Consult if, because I'm in business whereby you're working with your husband and you expect a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah.
You know, there is a time you get over yourself and you forget this is hubby now. I'm trying to. You remember afterwards and then like, oh, okay, you know, but then you balance, focus back, you know, be a mom, be a CEO, be a wife, you know, focus is something that is so important because when you lose focus, you lose yourself. You'll find one dying. And when one dies, yet it has been supporting this. Of course, family can't die. Your children can't die. Means the brand is going to die.
Yeah.
That is that is what is affected. If it is not marriage, then it will be
yeah.
your business running up. So you just have to be focused, fall in place, and
So
everything
would
will
you say working with your partner or spouse is a fun thing? You
50
know,
50.
how
Won't
how do you manage? You know, you left home. You left home looking left. Dylan is right, left, and then you get into
My dear, you get
workspace.
in public and appear. Whether we've done what, I didn't do what, my dear.
Mm,
Once we are in people here, we have to smile by
by
force.
force.
My dear, you will smile. And then at the end of the day, like this whole thing of telling us
Mm,
beauty queens don't
mm,
tebafumba,
mm,
or they tell us beauty queens don't give birth.
mm,
I mean, I've given birth, I've
mm,
been there in my
mm.
home. So seriously, I feel chikola.
Chocolate.
Chisoboka,
Mm,
chisobokera ddala.
mm.
So
But
despite of
yeah,
anything, genda fumba, osobola okubeera CEO, osobola okukola ki, byonna obisobola, byonna obisobola. But one thing I should say, despite of anything, if you're working together, it's just being on mutual understandings and things will flow. You just have to be on the same understanding line and things will work in place. Yeah.
Okay. My last question would be what's next for Tricia, for Little Miss Uganda, Tricia's life? What should we expect from you moving forward?
Should I be an MP soon? I'm so no, because I see like okay, I'm seeing a lot of beauty queens going into politics. I feel it's a good idea. Women are taking up spaces in big positions. That is so nice. Little Miss Uganda, what next? Of course, giving birth to more babies? No.
We need a girl. We need a girl.
Babies, we are still thinking about that. We are celebrating 10 years in like after this year. Next year, we shall be celebrating like our 10 years,
10 years, yeah.
of Little Miss Uganda. Having a TV show, of course, running every Sunday. Like we have a lot. And even if after Little Miss Uganda, what next after Little Miss Uganda? Like I said, anything I do, that means it will be still in line with children.
Children. Okay.
I don't lose that. I have a kids shop, still kids. I have a fashion show for kids coming up, it's still kids. It has to be with kids,
Yeah.
because that way my mind is focused and I know what to do with this kind of people. But you will not find me now after this year, after Little Miss Uganda, ndabirira bakadde tubeere serious. That is a lie.
We could go on and on with Trish, but thank you so much for being on set with me. It's been an amazing conversation. Talking to you is just always so fun. Yeah. So thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed this story with Trish. We'll bring you more of these, and I would like to thank the crew behind this amazing set and visuals, also our art studios. Thank you so much. And like I'll always say, the crown may be temporary, but the impact lasts a lifetime. See you in the next episode.